This is a big week for us at Prison Fellowship. Do you see me, or are you just looking? Is a phrase that at first sounds rather strange. But when you're working face to face with prisoners, volunteers, who we work with a lot, we don't want them just to feel that they are just a number or just somebody to work with. But we see them as individuals. Individuals who need hope, who need assurance, who need care, who need love, who even need to be heard. And so when we're working together with the prisoners, I have come across many, many men who have come in and said, nobody cares about me, nobody's interested about me. You're only here because you get paid, which of course is volunteers, we don't. So in that respect, I'm able to answer to them that I'm not just here to look at you, but I want to hear you. So for example, we had a lad who came to a new prison for him, and it was a new prison that we just started working on, working with the Sycamore Tree course. And when he came in, he was very dishevelled, his hair was all over the place, he had unkempt look. He was on special watch for either self-harm or even suicide. And so when he comes in, the very phrase of, "Do you really see me?" is something that he's used to because he's being watched all the time while he's in prison. But when he was on the course, not only did we see him, but we listened to him, to the point where on the third week he came up to me and I'd written a little note on his book saying how well he'd done and that how proud I was that in his circumstances, which he'd shared with me, that he could still bring himself to concentrate on what we were doing and see his way towards restoration and hope and reconciliation with his family. And he asked if he could keep the post-it note on which I said, "I'm so proud of you," because he'd said, "That's the first time in my life that anybody has told me they're proud of me." Wherever you live, you can be involved with Prison Fellowship. We have 7 regional coordinators in the whole of England and Wales, and I'm delighted to say that we are recruiting new volunteers because we have a need. We are not doing it just to say we've got this many volunteers. We have got many prisons who are coming to us and saying, "Can you help us?" And so to do that, we need volunteers, people who are prepared to give their time, their energy. It's not a chore. I would say, speaking personally, and I'm sure it's true for many of our volunteers, that it's the best thing they've ever been involved in. That sounds a cliche, but many say that they suddenly saw that people in prison are not just ones to be locked away and good riddance and throw away the key. But as Christians, we have to say they are all people who Jesus died for. So therefore, we can only do so much in an area. So will you help us in your area?